Hi folks. Well, as you know, where there used to be a border between the United States and Mexico, it doesn't exist. So millions of people have been coming across the Rio Grande River to invade the United States with the approval of Joe Biden and his administration. They encouraged this invasion. Well, the state of Texas has been flooded with these illegals, so Governor Abbott, he decided to send the National Guard, the Texas National Guard, to a park in Eagle Pass, Texas, to throw out the federal government employees who were processing illegals in that park, throw them out. Then along the edge there of the water, the Rio Grande River, they placed razor wire, prohibiting future invaders from coming into the country illegally. Well, the Biden administration, the dope, he brought the issue to the Supreme Court. Hey, they cannot do that because that's our responsibility, the border, not the state. Really? Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution gives the right of the state to act if there's an invasion, and there's an invasion taking place. Well, it seems like 5 justices of the Supreme Court, and there were 9, decided to rule against the state of Texas and rule in favor of lawlessness with dopey Joe Biden and the Democrats. And they said now the razor wire must be removed. Gee, let me explain to you where the razor wire was and the border. Alright, here we have the Rio Grande River, which is the border between the United States and Mexico. Mexico over here, the United States, specifically Texas, over here. Now you see this line over here? This line over here is the border between the United States and Mexico. You see this island over here? That's the United States, meaning it's on the other side of the border. So it belongs to the United States. So if you're going to say you can't do something on the border itself, like place the razor wire, okay, that's the United States government's concern. That would be if Texas placed the razor wire right here along this line in the middle of the Rio Grande. But Texas placed the wire, the razor wire, guess where? Right here in Texas. This belongs to the state of Texas because it's Texas. So this is where the razor wire was placed. So to say it needs to be removed from the border, as the Supreme Court said, the Supreme Court is in error, because this is not the border between the United States and Mexico. This is the border between the United States and Mexico, and the state of Texas has not placed any razor wire here. So once again, we have an error in a decision by the Supreme Court of these here United States of America. Very simple. The razor wire is not in the middle of the Rio Grande where the border is. The razor wire is on Texas land in Texas. Now, we have the Supreme Court justices. Here are the 5 mugs that ruled against the Constitution and in favor of an invasion of the United States. Chief Justice Roberts. He's always been vacillating between following the Constitution, ignoring the Constitution, and making up laws. So he was totally unreliable. We have next here this Jackson lady. During her confirmation hearings, this dope was asked if she could define a woman. Gee, I cannot define a woman, she mumbled, because I'm not a biologist. You're not a biologist, so you can't define a woman? So you also cannot tell me where milk comes from, because you're not a dairy farmer. You can't tell me where hamburger meat comes from, because you're not a rancher. Gee, do you know how to start an automobile? Because you're not Ford or Chevrolet or Toyota, now are you? You idiot. Then we have Amy Coney Barrett. She ruled against Texas in favor of Joe Biden to take the razor wire down. She's allowing her rulings because of the mob. So we now have rule by mob in the United States. And the mobs have been in front of her house protesting her because of the ruling on abortion. So she probably thought in this situation, gee, if I rule in favor of Texas and in favor of the Constitution, I'm going to have those mobs again. So she joined the other four to violate the Constitution. And as of this video, I have learned that the Texas National Guard has prohibited the federal government from coming in and removing the razor wire in that park. In addition, they're continuing to place more razor wire, even in light of the Supreme Court justice saying, you need to remove it. So what I have to say, yippee-hi-yo-ki-yay, proud to be in Texas, partners. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. See ya.